So when we bought this van, we had the option to buy the additional roof rails and the crossbars, and that was going to be around $900. I think the quote I got was like $960, something like that for both. And I decided not to buy it from the dealer and do it myself. So in this video, I'll show you how to save some money. I definitely recommend the original Honda rails and not aftermarket. So up there in my storage area is a giant rooftop units, and that's primarily what I want to use. Every time we go for a long trip, we put that on the van and take it with. Okay, this is what the box looks like. It's got both the rails and the crossbars in one kit. Okay, let's make some sense of what we have here. And some bolts. More pieces. Of course, it's all Honda parts. Okay, I downloaded some instructions online. It's much more involved than I thought it was going to be because you actually have to make some cuts. You have to measure and make some cuts for the trim pieces. Because the van comes with one giant trim piece, and because underneath here are mount bolts for the new roof rails, you've got to cut pieces of this trim in order to fit. So it'd be good if you have a measuring tape with millimeters. Notice there's already a cut piece here. You're going to measure from right here, from the front towards the back. Okay, once you get your 1100 millimeters, get some blue tape. And you're going to put some blue tape on both the van and the trim piece. Measure your 1100 millimeters. Then I'm going to just mark this. From the back, looking at 700 millimeters. All right, now that we've got that done, I don't have a plastic trim removal tool, so I'm going to try to use one of these little pry bar things, and I'm going to improvise to not mess up the car. So I've got a padded pry bar now. There we go. I'm pivoting on the padded part, so I'm not messing up my paint at all. Slide this down. Okay, that's okay. For the very last part, this piece just pushes down, and there's a clip. Push down, and then it comes out. Okay, looking inside of here, this looks pretty clean in here. I'm not really seeing any issues. That's clean. This is actually a metal reinforced trim piece. So we're gonna have to cut this. Let's see if I can reach it. Ugh. Okay, so we got that side there. We've got our tape down. All right, 700. There we go. This is a very custom piece of metal. Okay, where these clips are, we can just slide these. I've got one of these saws, one of these multi-purpose. Turns out I don't have a metal cutting blade for this thing, so. All right, I found this hacksaw, but I have a feeling it's going to take me a while to do these cuts, so let me see if I have one more option. I think I've got something buried up there. All right, turns out I do have one metal cutting blade, so we will get this going. All right, this is a heavy-duty guy here. According to these instructions, see, there's actually quite a few marks that we have to make here. So, as you can see, I laid the pieces in the way I cut them, since there's so many pieces and I didn't want it being turned around and stuff like that. So now let's get to work. We're gonna reuse this piece right here. This will go back inside of here. There we go. We got a little snap. And now this will sit right back inside of here. Just like that. If you left any of these clips in here, you want to definitely get this out. So now we're going to open up this bag. All right, this is what we're looking for right here. Put this in the back of the rail, and it looks like it's 3 notches up and 2 notches down. Slide that on. Okay, the instructions say they want this right on the end here. And then this slides up. And I'll just put this towards in the back, and then this like so. And I push. If you look closely, that little rubber piece actually goes in a channel. Okay, something to note on this is that this is angled. So when you stick this in there, you want to make sure you got it turned the right way, because this angle is going to go with the angle of the metal and fit perfectly. Right here you can see it goes into a groove, and then it's flush up against that metal right where it needs to be. That piece is trash, that piece is trash, and that piece is trash. The rubber piece goes out. This little flangey thing goes out, and then the flat piece goes towards the middle of the vane. So these will line up here. Looks like they just float. Line up right here. So now we've got our holes for where we're ready to screw things together. Let's see what happens. All right, next we're gonna get these things. These. They are Torx, and it's gonna take a T30, which I just so happen to have. It's a pretty big Torx. You're only going to tighten it to 8.9 foot-pounds, which is really just a little over hand tighten. Just gonna line these holes up right here. Okay, you're gonna wanna do this one first, just because this one's got like a slidey hole so it can adjust, and this one's got a straight hole, so you want to do this one first and then this one. Okay, the next step is to actually get a roof rail, which I think get this one. You've got 2 screw holes you need to line up here, and I'm gonna go ahead and push this down just so that it's tucked under there a little bit more, because you can see I've got plenty of space over here. So for over here, I'm just tuck this under a little. I'll bet that's supposed to go inside of there. Yeah. All right, I think I got it. All right, should be solid. Put this on the glass so I don't scratch any paint. I'm surprised there's no washer for that. It's gonna take forever. All right, now these it should go like that, just like that. So this points down. Just like that. Okay, that's tight. Okay, so we are solid. Okay, inside the box here is some more stuff moved. Okay. Okay, one of these goes on the front, not that one. Not like that. Let's look at this. Oh, it looks like back This looks like front. That looks right. So these are just gonna pop in. Oh, then there's a screw. Looks like it holds it in. And that's a guide. Okay, so let's just slide this in. That's good. Same thing in the back. Looks like we gotta, let's see, that looks like it fits there. So we're gonna go the guide here, and we're just gonna snap that down, and then out there like that. That is weird. All right, that's in. So one little tip, maybe taking the tape off before installing the rails would make it easier, because going under here is definitely more difficult now to try to take this tape off. All right, last part is these roof rails, or actually crossbars, sorry, get it right. So they're gonna go across right here. You can see two there, and the same over here. And they're all the same size. Oh, that's just a, that's not an actual screw. That is just a little plastic cover. Okay, you can definitely see one is longer than the other, which means this one will go down here. This one will go right here. Okay, I'm just gonna do finger tight, or finger thread, I guess. Get these holes all lined up. Yeah, same T30. All right, so I tightened it up, but I don't like how you can see it's still loose. Like, but it's tight, so that's a problem. Then I swapped out to a different screwdriver to see if I can get it to tighten easier, because it's got that thread locker on there. Let's wipe things down. I've been in a box for a while. Get that nice plastic shine. By the way, I always use these Armor All cleaning wipes. Talked about these in a previous video, actually on my 2007 Honda Odyssey long-term care tips. Definitely works, keeping everything nice and looking good. All right, it's looking proper. Rails and crossbars. It'll work on any Honda Odyssey 2018 and above, and links in the description. See y'all next time.